What's going on, everybody? This is dkdynamite, and this morning we're going to be talking about the early download for Season 2 Reloaded in Black Ops 6 and Warzone. Definitely stay tuned. But as a reminder, there's only one day left to complete both the Terminator and Shadowhunt challenge events, in case you guys haven't already, within Season 2. With that, we're going to be looking at the following timeline for some upcoming DLC. I went over this in my previous weapons-focused video last night, but in case you missed that, here's what's going on. So with the February 20th release of Season 2 Reloaded, just about everything is going to be releasing apart from the event pass for TMNT. Essentially, you can't really unlock the free skateboard or the D1.3 launcher until February 27th, when those rewards do become available through the free track of the TMNT event pass. Obviously, there's a possibility that bundles release for those weapons before the 27th. In that case, that's another way to gain early access to those new gameplay items, but I'm sure the base versions will also be available to use for free through private matches, of course. But with the launch of the mid-season on the 20th, which is tomorrow, the 4 TMNT melee weapons will be available to unlock for free through the Armory Unlock section. I talked more about that in my video last night. Those weapons, of course, include the katana, nunchucks, bow staff, and even the size. But welcome back Santa Senya from MW2 multiplayer with the brand new strike map Bullet. I'm just kidding, because I know Santa Senya at least offered more than one lane. We're about to see some straight chaos in multiplayer beginning tomorrow. I know there's memes already going around about the layout of this map, but the thing is, the map's just going to be there for pure fun and obvious camo grinding. I mean, there's going to be a lot of advantages to jumping into that map, especially with a sniper if you're going for challenges. It's not meant to be a normal 6v6 map or a normal strike map where you're just going to go on for some casual fun. It's going to be hectic. But the thing is, I don't mind wacky maps like that every so often just to change things up. But the concept of a moving train and the ability to also get on top of the train to take your gunfights elsewhere, almost creating a second lane, not really, that's going to be interesting to see. Now, as you just saw in the gameplay, that green lighting just screams to me that there could have been some ooze or even a secret layer added to the reactor POI here of Area 99. It is crazy, by the way, that TMNT isn't getting any map updates for either Urzikstan or this new Resurgence map. But the Grind Remaster is going to have a TMNT makeover that I believe is only going to be in game for this last half of Season 2. I'm assuming by the time Season 3 rolls around and the TMNT event comes to an end, they'll just leave us with the traditional 1-to-1 Grind Remaster without all the TMNT decals everywhere. Now, I did mention earlier that the event pass doesn't release until February 27th. We'll of course be live that day, grinding through the pass itself and taking a look at all of the brand new rewards live on stream. The issue I have with this is that unless there's a separate title update, which I really doubt there is, then the entire event pass is sadly going to be leaked in full, probably by the end of this week by the usual data miners. We'll likely see a full preview of every part of the pass and an inspect of all the items early on Twitter. So in that case, I'll probably make a separate video talking more about all of that once a video like that does pop up. And I get it, they probably just want to prolong the season a little bit because there isn't too much really dropping apart from this crossover. But let me remind you again, there is a free track of rewards that you can unlock without paying a penny if you don't want the half-price Splinter bundle in the premium track. But I get why Warzone specific players are probably mad to see another microtransaction added into the game when there's a number of issues that have yet to be resolved inside of Warzone, one of those being Mountaineer. I know we talked about some of the earlier patch notes for the mid-season in a recent video. You can check out quite a bit of fixes over in the Trello board for both BO6 and Warzone. Warzone has a big list though, so as I'm going to get into in a second, Warzone is likely going to receive the biggest set of patch notes here for the Reloaded update. You can also take a look at some other skins that are going to be dropping with Reloaded that we got a preview of in the blog post in case you missed it. There seems to be some type of redo of the Nuke skin from Warzone that might be featuring a Mastercraft. You could also see what looks like a new Rio Carnival 2025 bundle of some sort, and of course another skin or two that will likely end up dropping before the end of our second season. Either way, not much was revealed as far as cosmetics or operator skins go for Reloaded, so in that case, stay tuned on the detonated stockpile for a full preview of all mid-season bundles, prices, and content items once that patch does get installed as of tomorrow. Now, you guys may have noticed that for some people out there, there is a 100 gigabyte download going around. I know some people also saw one that was around 50. Mine was around 40. It looks like it's different for everybody depending on the platform that they're on or even the region that they're in. Not sure why that's the case, but this is easily one of the largest mid-season preloads that we've gotten in a long time. I remember back during, I think it was MW2 and and even late MW3, some of the later Seasons Reloaded updates ended up being larger than usual because they were also downsizing the entire game to prep the COD HQ launcher for the next Call of Duty title. We're obviously not there yet with Black Ops 6, but if you're wondering why is the update so damn big for Reloaded, well, the first thing I'll say is please get this downloaded before the actual content drops tomorrow so that you're not late to the party with trying to jump in-game if you guys are going to be home when Reloaded does officially drop. Here's what I'm thinking though. This is a huge Verdansk prep update for Season 3, and I'm not sure what that could entail as far as what is getting installed on our launchers. Will there be any remnants of some Season 3 DLC here with the mid-season that will end up leaking out in the next few days? That's a possibility too. A bunch of content for future seasons may have been packed into this, but this could also just be a case of Raven living up to their promise of really focusing on quality of life and gameplay improvements instead of actual new DLC for Warzone this season, because as you guys are aware, we're only getting a new perk in Warzone for Reloaded. That's literally it. And obviously there's a slew of updates that everybody's been waiting for within Warzone to really fix the stability of the game itself. So that's what this update could really be about. Just a giant set of fixes that really makes the foundation for the current Warzone stronger to ensure that the Verdansk integration ends up being as smooth as possible. I like how they also said in the blog that within the mid-season, you're also going to have the ability to grind XP for the event pass while playing Warzone. That's obviously a given, but that's really all we know about for the Warzone Season 2 Reloaded update. And I don't think the content coming to MP or zombies or even the weapons, I don't think any of that will round out to 50 plus gigabytes. So I really feel like the download itself is really tailored for Warzone. Now, as of now, the preload has popped up early on Battle.net. I would expect this to also come up on PlayStation and Xbox probably later this evening. This should also apply to Game Pass subscribers, but I did see some reports last season and even at the beginning of Season 2 that preloads weren't really popping up for Game Pass subs, which was kind of weird. Steam usually never gets the preload, but I think every user on any platform should take advantage of any preload that comes up, because unless you have real fast internet, it's going to be an absolute drag getting into the game tomorrow if you're waiting till the last minute to actually download this update. Now, the last thing I'll end with is that it looks like Epic Games went ahead and took legal action against a player who shared their account to unfairly qualify for the FNCS. They're now banned from Fortnite tournaments, and their undeserved prize money was donated to charity. A response video was also posted by the creator who did this. So that is a crazy precedent to set against cheaters that I hope we end up seeing within the Call of Duty community in the next few months, right? Obviously, the clock is ticking. We know Verdansk is just around the corner, and they promised some substantial updates to the anti-cheat with Season 2 and 3, with what I believe is going to be the most substantial update within our third season. So we're a couple of weeks out from that, but once that update comes out, we're not expecting cheating to go to 0%. You'll probably still see some folks slipping through the cracks no matter how strong the anti-cheat ends up becoming, but I'm really hoping that whoever is left out there trying to cheat will be served consequences similar to what I just described from Epic Games, because in all honesty, Verdansk is probably going to go one of two ways. It either releases in a state where the anti-cheat really still isn't that great and people are still ruining the experience within pubs, although you'll probably see the experience ruined even more if ranked support gets added to Verdansk right away. Now, it can also go another way where the map release is pretty good, gameplay is stable, quality of life is incorporated, and the anti-cheat is certainly working, but then after a couple of weeks, people realize that this isn't Warzone 1, the weapons are different, the movement is different, and then SPMM will quote-unquote kick in for people who are either too good at the game or didn't notice that it's been like that for a couple of years anyway, and people will get burnt out. I mean, it's going to be a challenge to really win people back over who've already left Warzone, who've been frustrated over the last few months. That's why I said it's probably best to release a new BR map with the first season and then drop Resurgence maps later on in the year. Verdansk obviously would have been slated for Season 3 anyway to celebrate the 5-year anniversary in March, but I think at this point what's going to help with longevity of Warzone over the next few seasons of BO6 will be to keep adding in crazy updates, big POI changes, and really good LTMs that keep things fresh. But that is about it. This has been dkdynamite. Leave your thoughts down below in the comment section. What are your thoughts on the early download for Season 2 Reloaded? Do you believe it's a big prep update for the release of Verdansk? Plus, leave all your thoughts on everything else we discussed. Really hope you've enjoyed, and peace out, everybody.